was always going to be Radio 1, Radio 2, Radio 3 and Radio 4. That was the whole, you know. Jerry Mansell was the man who wrote the report, broadcasting in the 70s, and that was what he described, and that was his plan, and that's the way it was. It was always going to be Radio 1.
I heard the rumour it was Radio Elizabeth at one stage. Here we are. Steve.
I'll give you that then.
Just Freddie, you touched on it earlier on, but for those of us that weren't there to experience it, just how big an event, both with the audience and internally, was it when Blackburn was moved from breakfast and No Edmonds was brought in? Because that still makes national news today when the Radio 1 breakfast job's replaced. So that was the first time it happened. How was it received both internally and with the audience?
Oh, I don't think internally anybody was bothered, because everybody fights for themselves, and so, you know, Tony didn't have any especially close friends amongst all the DJs. Nobody would shed any tears about it, and Tony had been there for a number of years, and Noel Edmonds was obviously very talented. To my mind, Noel Edmonds did the best breakfast show that we ever had, and deserved to get it in the end, because he was more original and more creative. Tony was better suited when he went to mid-morning.
How did the audience take to that?
Oh, I can't remember the audience figures now, they're going back a long way, but there wasn't any drastic loss in audience. I'll tell you where the biggest loss came. It's quite interesting as a spin-off. When I took, because I'm the man that fired Jimmy Savile, not because of any sexual proclivities, but because I didn't like his programme, the Old Record Club. I thought it wasn't what I wanted for the Radio 1 that I was taking over. So I put Mike Reid in his place. And Mike Reid hasn't even as big an ego as anybody else. And he wanted to play the oldies that he wanted, not the audience wanted. And consequently, we lost about 1.5 million listeners. And I had to get rid of Mike Reid in the end and bring Alan Freeman back in to take over the oldies from Capital. So that's the way it went. Yeah, that was the biggest change in audience that we noticed.
Right. Robin, and no question about jingles.
Well, you're lucky, because this is more about television.
Oh, right.
Did you have a hand in the Noel Edmonds gotchas, such as one for Bruno Brooks, Philip Schofield, and probably funniest of all, Dave Lee Travis?
Well, we certainly cooperated with television, because I could see the power of promoting Radio 1, particularly when we had the stereo network. That's when we started to do Sight and Sound in concert. We did Top of the Pops as a simulcast, but we were running stereo sound, so people could hear the decent sound by watching television. So yes, I was quite happy to cooperate with some of those silly gotchas, particularly that one with Dave Lee Travis.
It's my favourite bit of radio and television goodbye.
Hid out in my office whilst they
very
did
quickly,
it. Yes.
when I saw it first time, I was 7 years old, I was saying, Dad, why are they getting all the questions wrong? And my dad said to me, because they want him to be angry.
It's quite right.
Thank you, Robin. Stephanie.
Sorry.
She always waits for a mic.
I'm gonna ask a question about jingles.
Go on then.
You're allowed to.
I know, it's fine. Only because you said Robin couldn't ask one. So I used to get up and listen to the 5 a.m. opener sequence. So you had at 5 a.m. you had 5 minutes of jingles. Or at 5 to the hour. Don't you remember?
You never authorised that, did you?
So literally, there was literally 5 minutes of jingles that would open up Radio 1 at 5 a.m.
Really?
Every paperboy remembers that.
Yeah, everyone remembers. Well, if you remember it, you remember it.
Yeah, that might be.
So I can't ask you the question now because you don't remember it. I was going to ask why. And the question I always used to ask was, why did that happen? And someone said to me it was because they needed to warm the transmitter up or something like that.
Is this before Bruno Brooks came on?
No, this is.
It was just Adrian John.
Adrian John, yeah.
Jackie Rambles.
Yeah, it's 80s.
I have to ring Adrian John and ask him. I'm sorry. I have no memory or recollection of that. No.
Really? Not at all?
No. I mean, I'm a huge jingle fan. I got John Wolfe at the job.
Yeah, it's literally 5 minutes. All the jingles together, sequenced together for 5 minutes.
With
which went into
Have you got a recording of this?
Yeah, I do.
No?
But yeah.
Well, sorry, Stephanie.
I haven't got any other questions. Oh, can I have a job?
Yeah, you can carry my bag on the ship.
Right, we've got a couple more questions.
We've got Dave Rhodes and John Foster wanting questions.
Thank you.
Sorry, I'm squeezing through. Where should we go first? Let's go to John first.
Hello, I'm right at the back, quite short. Like me, Darren. Thank you. After the initial first wave of presenters, so the pirate